and welcome back. My name is Hannah and I have a lot of things to tell you guys, so let's do a chatty get ready with me. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but if you're curious about anything that I'm wearing on my face, what I'm doing in other pockets of the internet, you can always find that information in the description box down below. I always try my best to have links. All of my links are clean. I'm not copying and pasting anyone else's affiliate codes. I'm not sponsored or affiliated in any way. Believe me, you would be the first to know if I was, because then that means I'm kind of someone important on the internet. But we're not quite there yet, so let's just talk about real people problems, I guess. So I don't know where to start. I've already done my primer and my eyebrows off of camera, just because I didn't think that's all too interesting, but I will have those products again listed in the description box down below. And let's go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I've got this in the Sephora sale, and I've been using it quite a bit since I've gotten it. And I do think that it is a little bit too dark, but I don't know what the next shade up would be for me. Like, I don't know, I feel like when I apply it, it's not quite my shade, but then after it's kind of settled in, it is my shade. It's very bizarre. But where do I start? So, excuse my inconsistency with my posting schedule. It's like I will have a really great week and I'll be on it, and then I will directly have a terrible week and I just want to disappear from the world. I guess that's normal because most people, I don't know, kind of feel that way, I think, especially in this day and age. But let me tell you what's going on with me. So I obviously have like a normal daytime job. I wish that this was my job and I only had to be concerned about making and planning content. But that's not how my life works right now. And I currently work in a public school, which means I technically kind of work for the government, but not really. And I don't know, I don't live in a very big city. I live in a smaller city, and it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. If you've watched any of my Get Ready With Me's, I think I've mentioned this in the past, but where I live is a little bit of a Trump-loving community. There are multiple teachers who have, you know, Trump is my president 2022 stickers on their car and stuff like that. I think there's even like a QAnon person in that parking lot. It's very bizarre. It's very weird. So I obviously can't talk too personally with a lot of the people that I work with, just because I don't know, we wouldn't get along. We have different ideas of politics and how things should be run in the world, and the workplace is just not to get into those conversations. I would rather talk about the things we do get along with, like what we like to eat for lunch, or maybe something that we're watching on TV, you know, just really light, really easy, because I am a firm believer in that your workplace should never be a toxic place. Regardless if that is your career or just like a day job that you have to pay bills, you should feel comfortable going into your workplace, point blank period. That's how I feel. And I would think that that's kind of common and normal that people would feel that way. But after working Disney and then working this job, I don't think that's the case. And when people get a little bit of power, I think it just goes right to their head. It's very bizarre. So where do I start? I have been working this current job for almost 9 months now. I started doing YouTube videos during the pandemic, and that's just kind of what I did day in and day out. And it was really fun and I really enjoyed it. But you know, it doesn't pay the bills. So once we moved, you know, I spent a whole year looking for work, and it was kind of difficult. Especially to work in the school district. You don't just get an interview, you have to take a test and prove that you are qualified to even interview for this position that you're interviewing for. And I went on hundreds of tests, hundreds of interviews, but I couldn't get a job. And it was really frustrating because the school district that I was applying for, they always had open positions, and it seemed like they were just severely understaffed. So I felt like getting a job would be relatively easy. I finally got a job like a year in after looking, and I do student records at a high school. So I'm responsible for some important information because if you weren't aware, every time you get a job and they do background checks, they contact your old school. I mean, a majority of my day is proving that so-and-so graduated or did not graduate from the school that I'm working at. And sometimes other workplaces will ask for copies of transcripts, other schools will ask for copies of transcripts. And regardless if you worked hard or not on your grades, that's important information. And I would think that the person handling my information cares enough to not have it be screwed up, So I don't know. I wouldn't want to risk someone's higher education or potential for a job because I don't know. I just didn't know how to do my job. But what comes with my job is ed code, and there are certain sets of educational laws that have to be abided when keeping records. It's a huge confidentiality thing, and because I come from hospitality, I'm very familiar with confidential documents and information and who you should be giving that information to and who you shouldn't, and how all of that works. The only thing I'm not particularly familiar with is the educational laws. So for that, I spend a lot of my workday sitting on government websites reading laws. I'm not a lawyer, and I've watched Better Call Saul, and even after watching that, I still don't think I'm a lawyer. So it is a little bit interesting that's how they would want to train me in that material. Again, I've been there 9 months, and I've had no formal training. The woman that had my position before me, she retired and was gone for like 3 months before they even gave me the job. And it's kind of like a big responsibility. And I don't know, so I deal with my district office and the counseling office at my high school because apparently the counseling office does the enrollment, not the registrar, which is short for registry, which is like registering, which would be enrollment. But if they want to do it, that's fine. I don't care. I'm okay just putting in information, just being a data keeper. That's basically what my job is. I'm just a over glamorized data keeper. Data entry job is basically what my job is. But I have to deal with counseling. And again, I mentioned I live in a small town. All these things are coming together because the head counselor, she actually is kind of like a little bit of a Regina George. And she has like this huge, like big power complex. She needs to be in control of everything. And when I came into my job, I had everyone tell me that they didn't even know what my job was, how to do it. Again, no training, 9 months. So that means I'm on a learning curve and I have to make mistakes to learn my job. And you would think if that's the route that they were going to go down, that they would accept that, there is going to be a bit of a learning curve. But that's not the case. They get angry at me every day. They try to micromanage me. Everyone listens to music, in their office. And when I say music, it's not like, game music. It's like Aerosmith and stuff like that. Like my job site kind of sounds like a dive bar all day, and that's okay, that's fine, I really don't care. But what I do care about is that they micromanage what I listen to. So I listen to video game music because I feel like that's the most work safe thing that you can listen to, and it's not really distracting. It's just a melody. Like game music is classical music and it doesn't put you to sleep sometimes, like it can, but don't listen to those ones. And I was listening to the Doom soundtrack for a while there until there was complaints about me listening to the Doom soundtrack. My office is in the very back of the bigger office that we're in. So I'm not around anyone. You can maybe hear what I'm doing in my office if you were in the bathroom that's right next to my office, but everybody else is in the front and I am in what was an old closet in the back. You could only hear my music if you're going to the bathroom, so I was just very confused as to why there was a complaint. But then I was told I can't listen to the Doom soundtrack unless it's 2 p.m. when a majority of the rest of the office goes home for the day. And I say, okay, that's fine. I won't listen to the Doom soundtrack. And I just started listening to podcasts. And that was okay for a while until people started complaining about me listening to podcasts. And who it was, I was so very confused. But again, we're about to come full circle. Because the head counselor needs to be in control of everything. She's a huge micromanager. She would send, there's 4 counselors and 4 technicians, and she would send one of the techs to go do some like mail delivery, stuff like that. And they would walk by my office, and then they would tell her what I'm doing in my office. She can't hire or fire me. She doesn't work directly above me. I just get the records, and because she's the head counselor, she needs those records. And I don't know. It's just so frustrating, and I've talked to my principal, who is the person who has hiring and firing capabilities above me, but he's getting fired at the end of the year. He's already told the school he's leaving on June 9th. And the reasons behind that are just so like, it's an even bigger issue. Anyway, this job site that I'm working at has a lot of micromanaging, nepotism, favoritism, every kind of ism that you could think of, racism, all of that in this one little workplace. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm not getting paid good money. I made more money when I worked at Disney, and I'm almost considering driving the 2 hours and paying more in gas than staying at this job place that is just right around the corner from my house, because it's absolutely horrible. I hate it. I hate it so much. And so when I get home from work, I spend all of my energy trying to recoup from the day, but also find other employment, because I can't handle it anymore. It's just starting to get too much. And now there's a new shift in positions, and according to rumors, the new principal that's coming in and the new principal assistant, they're BFFs with this counselor, their neighbors, all this, nepotism. And I don't want to be there for it, because I feel it's already starting. This counselor wants to have meetings with me, and then as soon as I asked for a union rep to be at these meetings with me, I got hit with, oh, but this isn't a disciplinary meeting. This is just to tell you what we want from you. It's so very stupid and confusing, and I hate it. So I don't want to be there anymore. It's just not worth it to me. I feel absolutely miserable. And so because I feel absolutely miserable, I just don't feel very motivated to make videos, because I don't want to fake being happy and excited, and I don't want to force myself to work when I'm having a big mental health crisis. I don't know. I feel like that doesn't help me in the long run, and may even make it so I don't post videos anymore. And I don't want that to be the case, because I truly enjoy what I do on this channel. I think it's really fun, and I may not be the absolute best or perfect at it. But I've really enjoyed some of the friends that I've made through this channel. Some of you talk to me directly on Instagram. Others, are super interactive on my Twitter. And it's really nice to kind of have just people to talk to about nice things. I don't have any friends in the area that I live in. And so a lot of my socializing is just done through the internet. And so I don't want to give up on something that I've really, really been enjoying long run. I am going to play in the Gemini palette today. I don't know what kind of look I want to do. I also want to improve the quality of my videos. That's something that I want to improve on in this year. So I don't just want to make something just to make it and post it. I want it to be something that even I would sit down and watch and find enjoyable. So I don't know, finding that balance is hard and difficult, and I mean, I'm sure you have your own personal experience with that, because by no means do I think I am the only one that has ever worked in a toxic workplace and had it like really, I don't know, just kind of drain all your energy. summer is coming up, and so I will still technically be working. I'm technically a 10-month employee with my registrar position, but I was able to interview for summer enrollment. So in the summer, I will be working in a different office with different people, and I do talk to these people, so I'm familiar with them, but they're my central enrollment team at the district office. They're people that I interact with through email. So it's kind of nice to see them in person, and it's really only 2 other ladies, and it'll be me and 2 other people that they hire to help out over the summer. And I'm pretty excited to, have consistent pay. I would have the 2 months off for summer, and I was really heavily considering not going to work just so I can have free time to make content. But I want to move out of this area, and I kind of just want to, rack up my bags as I can and just get out of here. So that also means I'm probably going to be on a no-buy this year. I have enough fun makeup that I can do the kind of things that I want to do, and that challenges me to, be innovative and creative with my content and what I'm doing here. So I don't want to be a channel that just buys things and then I'm the channel that you watch because I'm just buying things. I feel like that's not lucrative, and I don't know, thinking about how much money I spent in the past 2 years is kind of gross. I have been looking for other jobs outside of the school district. I've been trying to find remote jobs, but it's rather difficult. And I see people complaining about like the work from home space and whatever, and I don't know, like, what jobs are working from home? I feel like everybody's back now. I would love to have a job that worked from home. I don't want to go into the office. I don't want to see people. And I'm sure if you are the same age group as myself, or you just have similar like-mindedness, you also feel the same way. But I don't know. I just feel like my generation, I don't understand the point of needing to be in an office to do data pushing, data entry. The confidential records that I have, I could make copies of them, and I can upload digital versions of them onto the secure website that we use. We have a program that we use that is very confidential. It's similar to when you go to a hotel and whatever operating system they're using for check-ins. It's just a very confidential program, very hard to kind of have information leak from. And I don't know, I just don't see the point in needing to be in an office, especially if it's going to be a little Mean Girls club. I don't need to be a part of it. I don't care. And I don't need to actually make small talk with people that I don't really care too much about either. That sounds kind of mean. I don't know. I know that there's people who enjoy their workplace and have workplace friends, but I just never saw the point in that. Not to say that I haven't made friends at work. I definitely have. I think a lot of my closer friends that I have now, I did make through work. But it wasn't us working together that made us friends. It was more like we would talk about things outside of work that made us friends. And maybe that's normal. Maybe that's the healthy, workplace. But, I've never really had too many jobs like that. I've had more jobs where it was the opposite, where you just kind of force the small talk to just kind of get through the day and get along with people. But at the end of the day, you don't really care either way. Just don't think of me past 3 o'clock. Delete me from your memory. Delete me from this conversation. My battery died at some point during filming the rest of my eye look, and I was kind of already rambling at that point, so I figured I would just finish my eye off of camera, and then since I was already off of camera, I did my lip. So all I really have left is blush, and I'm going in with the ColourPop Super Shock at First Blush. And I don't know, I feel good getting it off of my chest, but I think I just won't feel my best until I'm finally out of that place. So I'm just gonna keep looking. So I don't know what that really means for my upload schedule. I want to say I can do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I feel like every time I put out there oh, I'm gonna do this, something always comes up and makes that commitment not, I don't know, viable for my just schedule. So I don't know, I don't want to make any promises, but I'm looking Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But then I also feel well, why don't I just grind super hard and make it so YouTube can be my job? But I gotta be realistic. I don't know, I think the chances of me getting really big on the internet are like slim to nothing. There's a lot of luck, and I don't know. I've never been the best at luck. But let's remove this roller and let's see what my hair is even looking like. So this is the final look, and I'm pretty excited about it. I really took a shot with using the Gifted highlighter on my eye, but I'm not mad at it. I think my hair even looks pretty good. Like, this is the best I've ever made my hair ever look. It's so pretty. And then, I don't know, this side isn't so bad, but it's like not the best, but we still like her. She's working hard. I did pick up a new mousse and like texture spray, and I don't know, I'm having like anime girl hair right now, and that's like all I ever want in life. I want to like try and have the energy to do my hair and my makeup every single day, even when I'm not making content, like when I'm going to work mostly. But it's hard because I have to be there like 6:30 in the morning, and I just already don't have the energy to go into that place. But then if I go in, like maybe have like the Devil Wears Prada like approach to it, where if I look killer at the job, then you know people will respect me. I don't know, is that also a stretch? Probably. Wow, all of my life choices have been based off of Naruto or the Devil Wears Prada. I'm doing great over here, guys. But let me know in the comments down below, what was your most toxic workplace setting and how did you handle that? What is some advice that you can give me? Or, I don't know, have you also been enjoying the Gemini palettes? I feel like people are kind of ragging on the Gemini too, but I've really been enjoying it. It hasn't been that bad. So I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.